Before you were on the screen though, because you weren't on the screen. You were literally not.
I could do this and just it's just Mike.
Yeah, and it was literally just Mike, and I was like, "Oh, hey, Mike." That's our boy, Mike.
True, that is my boy Mike.
That's 312s talking tens mascot Mike.
It's 3.5 12s talking 10. Thank you.
3.5 12s talking 10. Just like nominee for biggest 10-12 in the past season is Tyler Loop, dude.
Dude, the Harbaugh killer.
The Harbaugh killer, the Ravens killer.
No. Do not blame that on the kicker. All right. That's on Lamar Jackson. All right. Lamar did not like him anymore, and that's why he's not the coach. All right. That's it in a nutshell. Do not blame that on the kicker. All right.
Does Harbaugh
Even
get
if he makes that
86?
kick when they lose in the playoffs because Lamar chokes again, he's gone. Harbaugh's still fired.
You think Harbaugh's still fired?
Yes, absolutely. Buffalo needs to Buffalo, and Cincinnati. They're showing you how Buffalo should have fired McDermott. They both should have fired them last year, if you're being honest. Cincinnati shows you what a trash organization they are by not moving on from Zach Taylor. Um, uh, this is the best thing Baltimore has did in the last like 4 years. When they didn't run the football against the Chiefs, and when they just forgot, he should have been fired there. That should have been his firing.
When they forgot they had Derrick Henry?
When they forgot they had, I don't, did they have Derrick Henry on that team when they were the one seed a couple of years ago? I don't think they had Derrick Henry yet.
This
They
is
might
his
not have.
second. This is his second year in
Yeah, so
Baltimore.
they didn't have him
Oh,
the year they
really?
were the one seed, but they still forgot to run. And when that happened, Munkin should have been fired and Harbaugh should have been fired. The only way Harbaugh keeps his job is if he fired Munkin 3 years ago, but he didn't, and therefore he chose a loyalty to Munkin over his job. They even said keep fire Munkin and you could stay, and he was like, nah. So
Did the Ravens still have like the number one rushing game in 2023?
I don't. You mean when they had the number one seed? I mean, I would assume so. They're the
Yeah.
Ravens, but I don't remember. I just know they were the one seed.
They had 2,661 rushing yards.
Ooh.
What's the rank though? Is that number that's pretty high.
Wait,
I'd be surprised.
I thought Old Miss won. I guess I wasn't. I guess I misread the score. Uh,
Sucks for all the visiting fans who thought they were going to get good weather in Arizona, because that didn't happen.
Yeah, what was the weather like out there?
Dude, the low is like 37 right now. The high was like 50,
37.
the high was like
Sorry.
57. Rainy all
Gee,
day.
jeez.
Yeah, like just completely shit on the Fiesta Bowl, dude.
Damn, dude. Yeah, we're freaking touching 80 right now in freaking New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah, dude. It was real cold, and then we had like freaking I think it was like Tuesday. It started Tuesday, then it was yesterday and today. We're in like low 80s like all day. And then I think it's supposed to cool off the next couple days.
Just in time for Mardi Gras season.
Yeah, dude, Carnival. Carnival
It,
starting.
Carnival.
it's happening.
Yeah, it's starting, dude. When I was moving into this place and trying to figure out where I was gonna live, all the like people I talked to, they warned me. They were like, "Okay, there's this. They call it the box, and it's this part of uptown up here, and it's basically it's between these four streets. They're like the entire carnival season of Mardi Gras and all of that. It's like you can't get in or out basically on like a daily basis." And everybody has to like park, blocks and blocks away, ride their bikes to their cars, and then drive to work or wherever they need to go.
Oh my
And
God.
so, yeah, and so like I did a bunch of research, I figured out the box, and like I still ended up like on the street where all the parade floats like line up and everything, but I'm like just outside of the box that I that I should be able to park like I don't know, a few blocks away and like skate to my car and be able to get around it. The traffic is still going to be freaking terrible, but at least I'll be able to like get in and out of my place.
That's pretty crucial, getting in and out of your place.
Yeah, dude. Because everyone is like, yeah, whenever you need to be somewhere, just plan to leave like 2 hours before you gotta get there.
Two
Like,
hours.
fuck, dude, that's awful.
Oh my Lanta. So you're saying if I come out there in like 2 or 3 weeks, I should just rent an e-bike the entire time?
Maybe depending on where you stay. Like if you're staying like near the restaurant, like near, in the Marini or around the quarter, I mean, if you want to drive, it's gonna be like screwed regardless. But like you'll be able to like walk around and get to everything you need to. But like I'm so, I'm if I wanted to walk to the quarter, it'd take me, an hour and a half. Um, so like I have to drive or have like I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was like, "Dude, get a bike."
Yeah.
He's like, just get a bike. He's like, it's gonna make things so much easier. And what's nice is all the homeless people steal bikes and offer them to you for like $50 on like a weekly basis.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
I don't know how I feel about buying a definitely stolen bike. Um,
Well, how stolen? Was it like, oh, it was left on the street and there wasn't a chain on it? Or was it like you bought wire cutters and you cut it off and there's a spectrum here.
it's a sliding
Did
scale.
you did
I
you
don't know.
steal it out of someone's front porch or did you find it outside of a grocery store? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's probably a little column A, a little column B.
So
Papa
2023
had
rushing
tried
leaders.
to rationalize Ben buying a stolen bike over there. Apparently, trying to rationalize. So what Papa had is saying to us is when we go over his place in Phoenix, we see a bike, we'll be like, that bike was still bought off a homeless person.
All
Or
I'm saying,
when
dude,
Little Hat's riding around on a bike, be like, so you buy
all
that
I'm
from a homeless
saying
person?
was if the guy who used to own the bike was a registered sex offender, do you care?
Yes, it's still a stolen bike. Two wrongs don't make a right. Two
Right
wrongs
is
don't make a right.
I'm
there's
just
right
playing my role in the karma chain, dude. It's not my fault.
I'm pretty sure buying stolen property is 100% your fault.
If you were a bike, who would you rather be owned by?
I'm a bike. That's the dumbest thing you've ever said, sir. Like, I have no opinion on who owns me. You know what I mean?
listen, if something falls off a truck, you know, who knows? Who knows? It fell off the truck. It I came into this bike.
Hey, I'm not saying that's not an acceptable outcome. I'm just saying don't try to rationalize it by
It's
saying, oh,
it's
well,
it's
how did they
still
get the
wrong.
stolen? But who cares? If you're going to buy stolen property, you're buying stolen property. It doesn't matter
It's
if they cut the chain off or if they just took a bike that was laying somewhere.
it's still
Defining
wrong.
right and wrong is above my pay grade, Hollywood.
Actually, you're a father, sir. That is 100% of the
Oh,
three of
I'll tell
us.
my son what's right and
Of
wrong,
the three of
but
us who need to tell people what's right and wrong, you are at the top of the list because you have a son. I'm number two because I run businesses, and
no,
he's
because
number
you're
three
literally
because
number
he
two.
support.
That's why.
That's
He only has to tell people what to do when the people who are below him. So
that's true, dude. You are number two.
I am also a number two. So it works. That was a unexpected double. It worked on multiple levels.
So, dude, you're telling me the Baltimore Ravens were clearly the number one rushing team in all of football, and they forgot to run the ball when they were the number one seed 2 years ago?
Yes. Did you not watch the game?
That was the year they had Gus Edwards, I'm pretty sure.
Doesn't matter who they had. They forgot to run in the playoffs or in the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs.
And Lamar Jackson was literally the 22nd best rusher
That's
in
right.
Dude,
the entire league.
I'll bet you if you sort it by average, he's probably near the top.
That's probably true because his probably all his runs were like 50-yard runs, you know. So it's like
There you go. He's third.
third.
5.5 per rush. That's crazy, dude.
Damn. Well, it's
Achan
all
was 7.8. That's absurd.
yeah, dude. That's my dynasty running back one right there.
Nick Chubb was, oh, he only played 2 games that year. RIP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was when his knee blew up.
so funny story about that game where he tears up his knee. I'm playing my friend Jen in fantasy. She has Chubb. It's Monday night. I'm like 5 points ahead. Oh, she has Chubb to play, so I'm like, I lost no matter what. Chubb's playing. The play he gets his knee torn up. I'm watching the game like paying attention. Basically, it's like he does a run. All right, she's 1 point away. He literally needs 1 yard to beat me. She needs him to get 1 yard, and she wins the game. He gets hit, falls backwards because he tore up his ACL. If he had fell forward, I lose. He fell backwards, so I won.
That's why they call it a game of inches, my friend.
That is literally like this year I won a game, but like that game I won by like 0.8 points. This year I won that was the closest fantasy game I've ever played in until this year, where I won by like 0.3 points.
It's a game of inches and ACLs.
Yep, that's absolutely true.
And in his case, MCLs, UCLs.
Freaking every damn ligament,
There
dude.
was
Every damn
no
ligament. Yeah.
there was no CLs left in bro's knee, dude.
Yeah.
No, no, his knee got blown up. That was real bad.
Yeah.
So Scooble and the Tigers are the furthest apart in arbitration history. Scooble wants
It,
26 million and no 36 million and the Tigers want to give him 19 million.
Oof.
damn. So there's no way they're coming to an agreement.
I don't know. I don't know how you I don't know how
How
you work that
does
one out.
exactly how does the arbitration work?
so
'Cause
so basically what it is both teams. So you have that window to talk to where you're supposed to try to figure it out without going to arbitration.
yeah.
If you can't, you submit the team submits a number and the player submits a number. Um, Probably what they both offered was the Tigers probably offered less than they offered in any negotiations, and School will probably ask for more than he was willing to take if they actually made a deal. That's usually how it works. And then this is the fucked up part about arbitration when you're the team, and this is why I think baseball actually needs to redo the arbitration. So literally, now what's going to happen is Scooble's going to go in and go, well, I want back-to-back Cy Youngs, right? Because he's back-to-back Cy Young winner, right? So
Scooble's gonna walk in there and be like, I'm fucking Tarek Scooble.
he's gonna be like, I'm Tarek Scooble. According to Papa Hat, every team but the Seattle Mariners are my bitch.
Exactly. That's not even just Papa Hat's opinion. That's literally facts, but continue.
I'm pretty sure that's Papa Hat logic right there. And then the team gets to be like, oh, this is why we only think he's worth this. So like it'll be like if it was Blake Snell, and I don't mean to pile on Blake Snell, but you know how Blake Snell only goes like 6 innings every game? They'd be like, we're not going to pay a guy 36, they'll be like, he only goes 6 innings every game. So they basically, the team basically says everything they don't like about you to try to convince the arbiter that they're right and the team is, and the player is wrong. So it's caused a lot of bad blood and for a lot of organizations with the team. Now, usually, money usually solves all that. So, eventually they might be like, all right, 40 million, and then it fixes everything, but yeah, so that's pretty much how the arbitration works. They go in front of a person and that person makes the decision and he goes, all right, 36 million, or he goes 30, or he says 19. Cause I believe he's allowed to do, I don't think he has to pick one of those two numbers. That's the only thing I'm unsure of. I think he could say, okay, 20 million, I think, but I'm not positive on that. I could be wrong.
And then like say like, Tigers want to give him 19, Scooble's asking for 36. If like the arbiter is
32.
like, all
I
right,
misspoke. 32.
okay, 32. So say the arbiter is like, I don't know, somewhere in the middle, he says like 26, 27.
Yeah.
Like, is that like just that's the number?
That's what he signs for a 1-year deal for whatever amount the arbiter says.
Okay. And then
and
after
and
that,
it's done and it's done. Well, they can still negotiate and sign a long term deal.
for
However,
sure,
for
for sure.
next year, his deal is 1 year at whatever it is.
And so if they don't sign, if they don't like, come to an agreement on like an extension, do they become like an unrestricted free agent after that?
No. So the way arbitration works is so if you've noticed with younger players, they're signing these like long term deals, and what those are is because you know what Super Two is, right? Have you heard of? You should have heard. You know what Super Two is, right? All right. So
I don't think
it.
so.
So if I were to draft, so who's a good example? I don't even know who's good in the college baseball right now. But let's just say let's say what's his name just came up. Paul Sneeds came up 2 years ago, right? So Paul Sneeds is a Super Two. What that means is, um, depending on how your service time is when you get arbitration eligible. So Super Two people are people who pretty much starting their second season they were in the pros. Like when there's always that thing about manipulating service time. They'll send somebody down, then call them up, and then send them down. Stuff like that to be like to get an extra year of control. So that starts the process. And there's something like I think every time you sign a person, you have control of them for like 6, 7 years. So you go through that process and then you go to arbitration. And then once the arbitration process is over, so you could go to arbitration for like 5 years, depending
Okay.
if you're like a Super Two and something like that. You could like, and your contract runs out for whatever reason. You could literally go to arbitration like three. I think the most I've ever heard of is somebody goes to arbitration like 3 times. So if this is his first year of arbitration, he could have two more. I like I said, not completely sure on the arbitration stuff, but it's like 6 years of control or something. And then, like I said, no matter what, every time you go to arbitration, you have to. Once the team says we want to go to arbitration with you, you are locked to that team for that next year, no matter what. Now they could trade you to somebody else, but you are locked to that team until you're no longer arbitration eligible. Now, if they
Okay.
don't figure out a long term deal, that's when he would become a free agent. So I
Gotcha.
think he's this. I think this is his first year of arbitration, so he's probably got at least two more.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what I thought. I believe it's 6 years of control that
Yeah,
like the club has when they draft you.
yeah,
Um, and they get to kind of do what they want. But
yeah,
like when guys explode in their
yeah,
first couple of
yeah.
years, that's what I'm
Yeah.
assuming like that's where this comes into play.
So
Is like,
it's players between 3 and 6 years of MLB service are unable to agree on a salary with their team. They present their case to a three-person panel that must choose between either the player or the teams. Okay, so I guess it is only those two choices. So it's either
oh,
he's either going to
okay.
get 32 million or 19 million. I thought maybe they changed that. And then so it's players with 3 full years of service or Super Two players with over 2 years become eligible for arbitration until they reach 6 years of service and free agency.
Okay.
Sounds like the Players Association does not want to get rid of arbitration.
No, because it helps younger players get paid faster.
Yeah. Yeah. And then also like it's probably a nice little like balance because like I'm sure some of these guys would love to, be able to enter free agency at 22, 23 years old as like a top prospect. And the team obviously would love to maintain control of
Yeah.
that prospect.
So that's why when you see like that guy from the A's just signed like a 9 year deal or whatever it was, that was buying out all his arbitration years and then a couple free agent years
Okay.
to so they don't have to deal with all that. The Giants did it with Posey when they signed him to a 9 year deal a few like in 2011 or 12, I believe we signed him to like a 9 year deal. Um, there's been other players. Bobby Witt Jr. just did one a few years
Yeah.
ago. So they signed these long-term deals, so the player gets stability, gets money, doesn't have to deal with arbitration every year, and then the team does it because they usually get them at a lower price and then but they get a couple of the free agent the potential free agent years. So you don't get to hit free agency in your super prime, so to speak, but you get it hopefully like maybe you're 1 year into your prime. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Skubal is one of 18 players who are going into arbitration. It looks like Isaac Paredes, William Contreras, Tyler Stevenson, Joe Ryan, Chris Bubich, Vinny
Tyler Stevenson should have.
Pasquantino.
I thought that's the guy from the A's. That guy signed. I thought
Who?
Tyler Stevenson isn't that the guy from the A's?
He's a catcher with the Reds.
No, never
Is
mind.
it was it Rooker?
The
'Cause
A's guy,
I'm,
I have no idea. Just some
I'm,
name I saw.
okay, so it's like the A's only have like a couple really good pieces there. I feel like Rooker, there's him and there's another dude that I can't remember his freaking name, but he rakes and he's very young. Of course, he'll be awesome until the A's freaking let him walk or trade
Oh,
him
Lawrence
for.
Butler?
Tyler
Oh,
Tyler's Soderstrom.
Soderson.
Yeah,
Oh,
Soderson. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Soderstrom. Dude, that was my first
Yeah,
baseman in fantasy this year.
yeah, dude, that guy's a
he's
beast.
he signed 7 years, $86 million extension that locks him
Yeah,
through 2032.
That's a good signing. He's a fucking
Yeah,
stud.
yeah.
yeah,
So
He
he's a
could,
that I'm
beast.
sure bought out all his arbitration years and then probably a year or two of free
in a
agency.
few years, he could be the best first baseman in the league.
Yeah, he's pretty darn good.
Well, I mean,
He
according
absolutely
to this
could.
AI overview, he's not going to be the best first baseman in baseball because he's either a catcher slash outfielder, according to this. But just the AI overview.
Actually, they probably will move him to the outfield full time because of that other guy that they got, Nick Kurtz. He rakes too.
Yeah, he's good.
Nick Kurtz rakes too. Yeah, that's Soderstrom is not the best outfielder. He does not have a good arm. They'll probably DH him as much as possible.
There. Yeah. I will say it's cool to see the A's like putting together a nice little core again. That's like when I became a fan of them was when I was in high school and especially like a lot of it stemmed from playing fantasy baseball and like paying more attention to all of these individual players than I ever did.
Yeah.
Um, but I remember like falling in love with like Matt Olson, Marcus Simeon, Matt Chapman, Ramon Laureano, like all those guys. I was like, oh, this team is so cool. Like I really
Hmm.
like those guys. And then within like 2 years, all of them were fucking gone.
Yeah. No, that's good to see him lock up Soderstrom. Nick Kurtz, they've got control over him for a few years. Lawrence Butler, Shea Bangaliers, like they have a nice core. And then
Yeah,
they got that
Brent
scrappy
Brent Rooker.
shortstop.
Brent Rooker is really good too.
Yep.
You guys know who Josh Reddick is, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, so Josh Reddick one time tweeted at Ike, "How come there's no A sandwiches on the menu?" And we tweeted back, "Bro, all you have to do is come in and we'll name a sandwich after you." Never heard from him again.
Clearly not down.
Yeah, I was like, "So you just wanted to complain? You don't actually want a sandwich named after you? Got it?"
So those other players in arbitration, like Paredes, Contreras, like those are like solid core guys. So it looks like the players who go into arbitration are like clearly over outperforming their contracts. And
Yeah,
that's
no, no. It's usually people who are way overperforming. Otherwise, they usually get a deal done pretty quickly. Um, also, I do like Scooball and the Tigers or any of these teams and the player could still negotiate right now to try to figure something out because there's times that like we find out like a team is at 5 and the guy's at 6 and it's like well they're that close they'll probably just meet in the middle somewhere you know what I mean so they could still negotiate but being 13 million apart or yeah 13 million apart it's probably
that's a
not going to
lot.
happen. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's it's literally the most it's ever been, as the
Yeah.
largest spread it's ever been. All right. Let me know if you guys are down with this game plan. Since this is probably no, this will 100% be our only pod before the playoffs start. I'll put the bracket up on the screen and you guys make your picks on who you think is going to win. What do you think?
so Hollywood and I were talking about this the other day when we were chatting, and I feel like in the AFC, it's like the Bills have never had a freaking like better opportunity where like all of their freaking ghosts that they can't freaking beat and get past are not in the playoffs this year. And so I feel like it's kind of their conference to lose. Like I think the
If the Bills don't win the Super Bowl, McDermott should get fired. End
for
of
sure,
conversation.
for sure.
End of conversation.
Like I think the Pats and the Broncos, like obviously they're the top two seeds and they're both very, very good, but they're like I think they might be like flashing too young type thing. Like I just think that and mostly it's kind of speaking to the quarterbacks, like they're both in what their second years.
Yeah, they're both two
Um,
second year quarterbacks.
which like don't get me wrong, I think the like great team around a quarterback on the rookie deal is like the way really to go and build and win a Super Bowl before you have to pay them and you can't afford all these other great players around them. Like it's how the Seahawks won with Russell Wilson. Um, but like I think they just might be like they could obviously, they've got as good a shot as anybody, but I think they're just like maybe a little bit. I think the quarterbacks are maybe a little too young, maybe not quite there. It'd be sweet if they could. Like I think those would be both great stories, but I think like those are your top two seeds. I think they're maybe like flashing a little too young, and then, I mean, the Chargers have like a massive uphill battle. I think the Texans' offense is still like a little too questionable. Like they might win. Well, and they're freaking running into the Steelers, who haven't lost on Monday Night Football at home in like freaking 3 decades. Um, and then who else is there?
Hold
What's
on.
the
I
other
just want to
game?
make sure. Also, I didn't tell you this part. I'm literally going to put money on three parlays this weekend, and it's going to be Ben's picks, Hollywood's picks, my picks. I'm gonna literally parlay all of your picks for this weekend, and hope one of us can fucking cash in. That's all I'm saying.
What if we have the same
Okay,
picks?
Then that's
there
just
we
one
go.
less parlay.
Then there we go.
Okay.
Because I'm
Um,
leaning. I mean, it's kind of chalked, but I mean, Steelers, Bills, Pats. I feel like for the AFC
you're
is
going Steelers.
probably
Hold on, you're going Steelers over Texans?
yeah, yeah,
The
dude. The Steelers,
narrative is the Steelers are one and done. Like they're just happy to be there. They're
they
making a
they
first round
are
exit.
they are, but they're playing the Monday night game. It's the first time in the history of the Houston Texans that they have not played in the like midday Saturday slot for Wild Card
Wow.
Weekend. Like every single time they've ever made the playoffs, they've always played in like the freaking normal, like middle of the day Saturday slot. This is the first time they've ever played like a prime time playoff game, and the Steelers have not lost. They're like 23-0 at home on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I
Like I
saw
don't
that. I
think
think
they've
it's
ever
18-0.
lost.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like some crazy number.
it's
Like
nuts.
they don't lose at home on Monday Night Football. And I'm like, every streak comes to an end at some point, I suppose. But like I don't really believe I don't know. I don't really believe in the Texans. So I feel like and the I will say that Rodgers, even in his latter years, is still probably the best guy to quarterback a Steelers playoff game in the last like 7 years.
Fair. So then you got the Bills over Jags.
Yeah, I think like obviously Jags are the hottest team, short of the Broncos. The Jags are the hottest team in football right now.
Trevor Lawrence
And
is looking like prime Auburn, right? Auburn Trevor Lawrence.
He went to Clemson. They're home
Clemson,
run.
Clemson,
Did they play
Clemson.
Auburn in the national championship? Why do I have Auburn in
I
my
think
head?
they did, but yeah, but
That
he went to
that's that
Clemson, not
that
to
that's
Auburn.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, he was at Clemson.
He's looking
But
like prime Clemson Trevor Lawrence right now.
yes, but they're playing great. But also, yeah, I don't know. I think it would be like the ultimate disappointment if the Bills freaking don't beat the Jags. I think the Jags like like I'm sure they went into into the season with hopes that they were going to win their division. Everybody kind of does,
Hmm.
but they were really in poor shape until the last little leg of the season when they seemed to figure it out.
Without
Um,
Travis Hunter being a factor at all.
yeah, no, and even like BTJ wasn't even like a big factor in the last handful of weeks. It's really been Parker Washington and Travis Etienne
Hmm.
with, and Jacoby Myers was a really solid pickup for them too. That guy catches everything. Like he does not drop balls.
Fair.
Um,
So then you
and
got
he,
Pats over Chargers.
yeah, yeah, I just don't. I don't see. I don't see the Chargers doing it. I think they're just. I mean, they're the Chargers.
All right, hit me on the NFC side.
Okay. There. The Panthers. No way. It's the Rams. There's no shot. There's no shot. Bryce Young is beating the Rams again. It's really hard to beat the same team twice in the same
It's
year,
really
and
not. It's really not. People keep saying that shit, but it's really not. That happens way more than people think it
It's
does.
Sean
I.
McVay, though, dude. You think Sean McVay is going to
No, no,
get got
I'm
twice?
not saying he's wrong in his take that the Carolinas going to win. I'm just saying the take that it's hard to beat a team twice in the same year is not as strong as take as people think it is. That's all I'm trying to say. I
I mean,
agree with the
it's.
take. I would if I was betting. I bet on the Rams. But I'm just saying, um, you know,
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that it's like not like it's improbable
yeah.
to beat the same team twice, but like it's hard. I mean, like I think about like within divisions, like lots of times, unless you're freaking Tom Brady's Patriots in the NFC East for freaking 15 years and you get to freaking dog walk shit teams.
AFC AFC
Yeah,
East, but
sorry, the
yes.
AFC East. Like when you get to dog walk shit teams for a decade, like yeah, you're gonna beat the same team twice, but also like they lost when they'd go to Miami like almost every year. Like there's always those like the Packers, they split with almost every team like almost every year. Like it's rare that we beat, each team twice or even one. Maybe we'll beat one of the teams twice, but like we almost never beat multiple of the teams twice. And obviously division rivals, you play them more often, but like I don't see, especially like it'd be one thing if the Panthers like handled the Rams when they played them earlier in the year, but really like Matt Stafford threw two picks. It was one of two multi-interception games he had all year. I think the Panthers are obviously playing good. Yeah, I don't know if I'd say good. They're playing decent enough football to win the worst division in football.
This
Um,
is how bad that division is. The Falcons tied for the division, tied for the best record in the division, and were eliminated like 7 weeks ago or whatever it was.
yeah, yeah. And they ended up being the ones that decided who won the
Yeah, who
division,
won by?
really.
Yeah, exactly. So
So yeah, I think the Rams definitely take that one. The next one is tough, man. I think the Eagles. I'm not really that
just keep in
high.
mind, our friendship's going to bake off whatever your answer is to this question. Just so you know.
I mean, we were talking about it the other day. I think the Niners are
Yeah.
probably the team I want to play the least in the NFC playoffs this year. I think they're like their defense is what it is, but their offense is freaking scary, and they're just I mean the top end talent in the like most important positions is really scary. But also it depends on like Trent Williams playing and being back and healthy because I think he's one of the like single most important players on that team. Um, but I know the
Does not
Eagle
look like he. It doesn't look like he's going to play.
doesn't look like he's going to play.
That's
It
got to
does not.
be. I mean, Trent
Does
Williams being out has to be why the spread is 5.5, because
yeah?
that
This
seems like a lot.
the spread's gone up
Well,
since it's
okay.
been reported that he's more than likely not going to play.
You said
Yeah.
it's Eagles 5.5.
Yep.
Yeah,
Dude, that's what they call the Vegas zone right there, dude. 5.5 is cursed. I might just on that, dude. Niners. Dude, 5.5 is like the most freaking cursed line because all the people that want to bet the favorites are like, well, they can win by 6, even if it goes to overtime. Like 6 is super doable. Like it's a very like easy, like safe because it's like, well, like if they win, they're probably gonna win by like a touchdown. And so it's like 5.5. All they have to do is win by 6. So even if it goes to overtime and they score a touchdown and that ends up being the decider, like we still beat it. Like 5.5 is just cursed, dude. So that makes me like want the Niners even more. And it seems, I don't know, the Eagles aren't playing good football right now. So, and the Niners obviously did not have a good season finale. But I think they're still playing. They're playing at a pretty decent level right now. Um, and it's a home
And
game, right?
it's in Philly.
It's in Philly. I don't know. I never want to root for Philadelphia, so I'm going to go Niners on that one. I hate that city and all the people in it.
I'm
Um,
glad you are because I'm picking Philly in my parlay, so now we got a good spread on parlays.
okay.
All
And
right, so Papa
then
Hat is dead to me. Got it.
there we
Well, I guess I
go.
did tell him he was dead to me when the Sea Chickens won. So
And then I the Bears suck, dude. I refuse to believe in them. Packers are gonna freaking win.
You're such a homer.
Oh, dude, freaking like you're not like.
he
I
better
mean,
take it. He better take his team. I would kick him out of the pod right now if he was like,
dude,
"Oh, the
Yeah,
Bears are
the
going to win
I
that
would be
game."
questioning you, Ben, if
the
you
the
picked the
Bears
Bears.
suck. The Bears suck. Caleb Williams a bust. Their whole season has rode on the fact that they've like taken the ball away more times than anybody else in the league, which is a super like volatile like it's a super volatile stat. That's not something that can like really be counted on to repeat week after week because there's so many lucky bounces and weird little things. And I don't know. I think the Packers are going to be pretty healthy rolling into that game. They rested a ton of their key starters in the Week 17 game that didn't matter because they were already locked into the 7 seed. We historically handle the Bears no matter where we're playing them, and when Jordan Love is on, which I'm hoping he will be, like he takes good care of the ball. And so I don't see us. I don't see the. Oh yeah, you get to see us because I'm an owner and we're the only team and fans that actually get to say it. Everyone else is stupid. Um,
Hey! I'm
you're
That's
an
an
owner
owner
of your
too.
hilarious.
team too, buddy. All right,
You're an
I'm an
owner
owner of
too.
your team too.
You're an owner too. But I don't know. I don't see us like turning the ball over a bunch and giving the Bears short fields and easy stuff to work with. The Bears had I think short of I think it was the Patriots had the easiest schedule
Yeah.
in football. Bears had the second easiest schedule in football, and they played a lot of backup quarterbacks this year. And I think that ties into their
Uh,
turnover numbers. I think it ties into their record. I think they're like I don't know. I don't really believe in them that much. I know Caleb has played really well down the stretch, especially in games where they've been trailing. Um, so like I'm not like uber confident, but like I think we can pull it out. Um, if nothing else other than the Bears seem to be cursed and like can't freaking do anything. And I don't believe in Caleb Williams because he's a USC quarterback and the ceiling for that is Carson Palmer. Um, so I'm going Pack.
Carson Palmer is borderline Hall of Famer. That's not a terrible cat.
Borderline, dude. He was not. Did the freaking? You ever heard the? You ever heard, I forget who coined it, but they call it like the Carson Palmer stat, and it's the you're driving in the end fourth quarter trying to tie or take the lead, and you throw an interception in the end zone.
That's
That's a
Carson.
Carson. That's a Carson Palmer.
Oh, wow.
For the record, the Bears have the fourth strength of schedule, not the second.
Okay,
It's
but it's
Pat.
still
It's Pats, Broncos, Cowboys, Bears.
Okay,
Oh
so
God, the Cowboys had the third easiest schedule and they still sucked.
Yes.
That's insane.
yeah, yeah, they're real bad. We them boys.
Them boys. All right,
I
Hollywood,
was
hit
just
me with
saying
the
Carson Palmer is arguable. I would probably borderline was not the right word. I would say probably arguably is a better word, but I would disagree that he's a Hall of Famer.
Hall of really
Um,
good, dude. Hall of really good.
I actually, yeah, I
Yeah,
would have to
fair.
say Hall of really good.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
you know
fair.
who else
That's
belongs in the
fair.
Hall of really good? Felix Hernandez, but that's another argument for another day.
You better hit me with your picks before I start pulling up Lincecum v. Felix stat
First,
comparisons.
again, Lincecum versus Felix is not a good argument. You should pull up Bumgarner versus Felix because Bumgarner's going to get in, and that's a real argument. That's what you should pull up, or you should pull up actual people who get in, not somebody who doesn't get in. And us going, oh, well, he's better than a guy who didn't make the Hall of Fame. No shit, Sherlock.
I
Felix is
just
better than
love
dudes
hearing
in the
you
hall.
say Felix is better than Tim. That makes me so
I
it
did
just
not say Felix was better
gives
than
me the
Tim.
warm
I
and
did not say
fuzzies.
that. I did not say that.
It gives me
Dude,
the
dude,
warm and fuzzies inside. All
Um,
right, hit me with your logic.
uh, Texans over Steelers, just because that defense is nasty. I think they're going to get after Rodgers. I think Rodgers is going to try to stay in there a little longer now that he got through the season, but he's going to take a hit and then throw that ball fast. Um, I agree that the offense is sus. I don't see the Texans going far, but I think they have enough offense to get past the Steelers because I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers at all. This I will rephrase for Nug on one over there. I this age Aaron Rodgers, I don't believe it. I will
fair,
rephrase for Nug on
fair, fair.
one.
And Tomlin hasn't won a playoff game in like 10 years. So like
Exactly.
that's not nothing.
Um, Bills over Jags just because if the Bills don't cash in, I think the Bills need to make wholesale changes. Um, the Pats versus Chargers is a hard one for me
Really?
because I don't. So the Chargers have no offensive line, but the Pats don't really get after the quarterback very well. So the weakest thing about the Chargers, the Pats can't really exploit too much, or hopefully, or the belief would be maybe they would cancel each other. You know what I mean? Um, so that's a tough one. Um, it's honestly one of those games I don't know if I care who wins.
The Patriots
I
is
like
favored 3.5.
the Pats are up 3.5. Yeah. Uh, uh, 2-7. The sevens are career are for the life are like 1 for 8 or 1 for 9 or whatever it is. The one being when Nug on One's boys demolished the Cowgirls a few years ago. So because of that is the biggest thing. I'll probably go with the Pats over the Chargers. Um, uh, as much as I would love for the Panthers to win, I just don't see any way the Rams lose that game. Um, the Bears versus the Packers. It's tough because the Bears are only the 2 seed realistically because of that last win against the Packers, but that basically took the Packers. That took no Jordan Love. The Bears had to come back and get an onside kick, and so there was a lot of things had to go their way, and Malik Willis still played really well to the fact that he's probably going to get like a Bakerish deal this offseason, um so again it's also a 2-7 game, so that's hard. I don't want to pick Caleb because I don't want to, but I just don't know if the Packers defense, which has been unfortunately the worst defense in the league since they lost Micah, I'd probably have to go Bears over Packers. And if you have to ask me who I think is going to win the other game, then we've not been friends for the last 10 or 12 years. So
Hold on, did you just say Bears over Packers?
I did say Bears over Packers.
During that whole monologue, I was like, he's picking the Packers, he's picking the Packers, he's picking the Packers, he's picking the Packers. I literally wrote it down. And then you hit me with, you think the Bears are gonna beat the Packers?
It's 2-7, and the Packers have had the worst defense in the league since Micah went down.
Holy shit, dude.
I will say too, if the Packers don't get past the Bears and it's because our defense is so bad, like I like as much as I'll be upset that, our season's over, if our defense is really bad, it means that maybe some teams won't line up in droves to try to steal our defensive coordinator away to head coach somewhere, and we'll get maybe one more year with him because I
That's not
really like Jeff.
necessarily that's not necessarily true because literally the Niners don't have a good defense and people are lining up to take Salah from us. So
I guess, but I feel like their defense not being great is more due to the fact that all their linebackers have been hurt all year. Like
yes, literally
literally all of them.
we have no active linebackers on our roster that were on our 53-man roster to start our season.
Yeah, yeah. Like your defense has been like decimated by injuries. Where the Packers, it's really we lost Micah.
Yeah.
Has really been the main thing, and like him. I mean, he's the most impactful defensive player in the league. Um, so to not have him on your team playing makes a huge, huge difference. So I don't know if the Packers defense plays really bad and the Bears can wipe us out, and hopefully we can hold on to Halfley for one more year and get a run with everybody together. Then that's not the worst thing in the world.
That pick surprised me, Hollywood, but I'm glad you picked that pick. I'm going Texans over Steelers because America is going to want the Steelers to win. That stat that they're 18-0 on Monday Night Football is going to drive all the bets that way, and Vegas is just going to fuck America on Monday night, and so the Texans are going to win. And Aaron Rodgers is going to go out playing in the playoffs, and it's going to be a good story, and everyone knows they're going to.
Rodgers is coming back next year.
I wouldn't be surprised either way. I don't really know what he's going to do. He kind of has been getting emotional in his press conferences the last couple of weeks. Like I feel like he's leaning towards retirement is the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, but he's also said stuff like, "Oh yeah, I think some team would want me next year. Like I think I'll get a couple offers and stuff like that." So I think he wants to still play.
He's just dropping nuggets to keep it interesting, dude. He's a good story writer, bro.
That's probably true.
He's a good storyteller. I'm going Jags over Bills, mostly because both of you picked the Bills, but Clemson Trevor Lawrence is looking sharp.
No. Auburn Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. The flow is flowing hard, dude. I just think and he also doesn't give a shit about football. So like it's just the anti football story where the quarterback who could care less about wins and losses and he's just got a big flow and a family that he's taking care of is gonna just shit all over Josh Allen. It's gonna be great.
Dude, he's the new Jameis Winston, dude.
Who?
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, has he been dropping nuggets or what?
Dude, the way that he plays and like the ups and downs, the how great he can be, the how frustrating and bad he can be, like he is literally Jameis Winston.
I see that. There's a lot of just the power arm and the volatility. I got Pats over Chargers. That one makes me nervous because all three of us picked the Pats, and so that's ripe for an upset. But I just don't see how. I just feel like Justin Herbert is gonna hurt his elbow or some shit. He's gonna be playing hurt. The announcers are gonna be like, he's so gritty, but they're just gonna come up short at the very end.
What a gym rat.
Yeah, dude. That's like every game. Justin Herbert's like wincing and he's like in pain. He's got a bloody nose, and then they lose by like 1 point. Some shit like that. Also going with the Rams. That's another ripe for upset, but none of us see it happening. Now, Eagles and Niners is interesting, but I gotta go Eagles.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
I mean, I just saw the Seahawks completely dominate the Eagles. And if you, I mean, the 49ers. And if you think Nick Sirianni wasn't taking notes on how to stump
First
the
of all, the guy
49ers
who took
offense, then
notes
you're
would
high.
have been Vic Fangio because Nick Sirianni is offensive minded, and Nick Sirianni actually doesn't do anything on that team.
Nick
So,
Sirianni was watching the game and he was like, "Yo, Vic, I know you're taking notes right now. Oh, you're not? I'm taking notes for you."
And then Vic's like, "Shut the fuck up, Nick. I know what I'm doing. Thanks."
So the Eagles are not going to lose that game in Philly. AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts are gonna they're gonna be drinking in the club the night before, just like, yo, let's fucking take this game to the Niners. And Bears and Packers. I'm gonna go Pack because of everything you said before you hit me with your pick, Hollywood. You convinced me that the Packers were going to beat the Bears before you decided the Bears were going to beat the Packers.
Yeah, Hollywood
I'm
went.
only taking the Bears because of the 2-7, the 2 versus 7 matchup.
Hollywood went. Here's all the reasons why the Packers should win, and because of that, I'm picking the Bears.
Well, apparently somebody just told me how hard it is to beat a team twice in 1 year, and blah 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 blah, and
Well,
all of
either
this.
way, either team, either we're 1-1. We split
Yeah,
the
no.
series, so either way,
Well,
they've got to
it
some.
should be 2-0 Packers, and then so this would be the third
It should
matchup.
be.
So if it's hard to beat them twice, it's really hard to do it a third time, right?
Well, well,
Interestingly,
it's really
even
hard for the Bears to beat the Packers at all, seeing as how they've done it like 4 times in the last like 15 years.
That's also true. You know what? Change my pick to the Packers. All
I need your pick to be the Bears
No,
because
I
it
don't need to.
balances
You
out
don't
the
need my
bets.
pick to be anything. I'm changing my pick to the Packers. All right. You literally have multiple teams that we all took the same thing, so it doesn't matter if we have another one. All
I
right.
know, but
Unless
you
you went
don't.
against us on every other one, you can't say anything. All right. Because literally, you're like, oh, I don't see it with the Rams. You
Dude,
literally
you
said you wanted to
cannot.
make 3 parlays, so don't
Rule
tell me.
number 10, 12 of making parlays, you can't over index on the same bet. You have to.
The hell you can't. That's number one. Number two is the hell you can't. Number three is don't tell me what I can or can't do with my picks. All right, my pick is now the Packers. Now,
Then
if you
my
don't
pick's
change
now the
it
Bears, you piece of shit.
in your thing, that's on you. All right, and when my parlay doesn't hit because you don't make this, you don't switch, I'll be like, that's on you, bro.
Yeah, the Packers have won 20 of their last 23 meetings with the
Yeah,
Bears.
I forgot about that. Definitely switching my pick to the Packers.
God damn it. Well, I'm switching my pick to the Bears.
Okay, all of that, and then you switch your pick.
it's it's just for his
That
parlays.
that's
He's
just
trying to cover.
not.
He's trying to cover. He's trying to hedge his bets here.
Yeah, we're already over indexed on a couple games. I can't do another one. I can't allow that.
Sure, you can. You can do whatever you want. It's your money.
too,
You can
too
literally do
light
Trying to
for
whatever
him.
you
convince
want, sir.
myself. I'm trying to convince myself that my pick is better. Let's see. Micah Parsons out. Packer defense. Caleb Williams is a fucking killer. Dude, just you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Worst defense in the league in the last 5 weeks, and they're going into the playoffs on a 0 for 4, on a 0 for
Is
0
Toyotathon
for their
over?
last four. What?
Toyotathon's over. Jordan Love's superpowers are.
I mean, he played one of the greatest games of his career as a 7 seed in the playoffs.
That is also true. He also didn't do anything the last year when he was the 7th seed. So
All right, we're locked in. I'll put those bets in and we'll see who hits the most games. Hopefully
Also, I'd love to have a Packers Seahawks matchup in the second round. That'd be pretty sweet.
that would be sick. That
As
would be
much
sick.
as maybe we can finally get revenge on you guys for the first time since Al Harris.
I'll tell you what, I would much rather have a Packers Seahawks meeting than a Packers Niners meeting. I will say that much. I would
Packers and the
much.
Niners are not going to meet until the NFC Championship game.
Sorry. Seahawks Niners is what I meant. Seahawks Niners. I as a Seahawks fan, I would much rather face the Packers than the 49ers. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because
That's
the
what I'm
Niners are going
trying
to
to say.
beat you guys if we play again. That's why.
How is Trent Williams out for the whole playoffs or can he come back?
I mean, if we make it to the next round, he could certainly come back.
But he's like it's not like a 4 or 5 week
I'll
injury.
I'll say this. I was pretty adamant Fred Warner was going to play this week. It doesn't look like he's going to play since today's the first day he practiced and he was limited. Um, but he's probably going to play divisional round. If we get to the divisional round, the emotional pickup of Fred Warner playing again this year could be enough to carry the Niners deeper into the playoffs. So if it would be in, I think it would be low key be in everybody's best interest if the Eagles did take out the Niners.
Agreed.
Because I would be interested to see what happens when Fred Warner comes back
And
this
then
year.
the 49ers would also be one of the only teams to ever have a chance to play um, the conference championship and the Super Bowl at home,
The
right?
only way that would happen is if the Packers would have to win out
Packers would
as
have
well.
to win out.
The Packers would have to win, beat Nugs guys, beat your guys, and then essentially beat my guys in the championship. That's the only way the Niners host the thing, the because of the being the 6th seed.
Yeah, because they're the
Yeah.
6th seed. True that. True that. Darn, the Seahawks fucked that up, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
I will say, how cool is it that all three of our teams are in the playoffs? I
It's
mean,
always nice.
it would be shitty if one of us was like a Cowboys fan or something. That would just be trash.
First of all, if either of you guys were Cowboys fans, I would never talk to you. Just
it'd be two 12s talking 10.
it'd be 212. It would only be which. Like, if you think Marco's ever going to be a guest on this podcast, you are sadly mistaken. All right.
I've been looking for some background picks for my Zoom. That'd be funny if Marco showed up as a guest. Him and Mike could chop it up in the background.
Oh, you're going to set Marco as your background photo? I mean, you can do that if you want. I'll just laugh. I'll be like, don't steal my bits there, Papa Hat, but whatever. I mean, you know what? It would be hilarious if we go back and, we don't post any of these and one of you do put Marco as your background because, he's going to put sick invite on all of these things. And we're just like, you are here. Look, you're right here. Like,
True. He will do sick invite.
Sick invite.
When Hollywood finally commits to my New Year's resolution of Hollywood posting these YouTube videos, Marco will definitely say sick invite.
How do you know I haven't already posted them, sir? You didn't say I had to tell you when I posted them. You just said post them.
You could have, although I'm assuming you would be posting them on Facebook, and I have not seen a notification.
Why would I post them on Facebook? I don't want anybody seeing these disorganized messes of the thing we were doing. We literally don't even I was talking. Well, me and Doug were talking the other day. I was like, yeah, I should probably listen to more sports podcasts just to also get more sports opinions, and also try to get an idea of how to actually do a podcast instead of us who just literally we all got on and you hit recording started and we just started going. I was like, yep, that's pretty much how we do these things. No quick chit chat between us, just right into the pod, which is fine because all this stuff is gold anyway. So
At the end of the day, we're all just talking and just recording it.
I just searched on YouTube 310s talking 12 and it didn't come up. So unless you named it the wrong
it's because we're 312s talking 10.
First of all, it's 3.510s talking 3.512s talking 10. So you searched it the wrong way. That's why you didn't find it.
I forget. We're
Oh,
12 and we're
so
talking 10.
you don't have to look. I have not posted it. I was just being an asshole.
I was just
Create a
gonna share
Google
it,
account,
dude.
sign in to YouTube, and click your created channel. Okay, to start a YouTube channel, I gotta create it. So we're gonna have to create a. I'm gonna have yet another Google account apparently.
What email? This email would be
It's gonna be
312
three. It's gonna
talking
be
10
three
at
12.
gmail
No.
dot
It's gonna be
com.
3.512 talking. No. I don't want to loop Mike in, even though I think it's hilarious just to call it 3.512 talking 10. Probably 312s talking 10 would be
At
at
gmail
Gmail.
dot com.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start sending all Ike's related emails to 312 talking 10
312s talking 10.
at
Are
gmail
you
dot
creating
com.
the email? Are you creating an email right now?
Hi Kaylee. Just checking in on those special orders. Also looping in 312 talking 10 at gmail dot com for visibility.
For full visibility. I need to make sure Hollywood sees this. I need to send him to every. I need to send this to every Google account I know he has that he looks at. So the ashahada0729 at Gmail, the Hollywood Houston at Gmail, the Ikes of Houston at Gmail, the Ikes Kona at Gmail, the Ikes
Ex
Noah
Noah.
at Gmail, Ike's Bourbon Street at Gmail, and the 3.512s talking 10.
Yeah, I've CC'd Hollywood about 10 or 12 times in the
10 or
email.
12 times. And then just to make sure he sees it, I put his normal email to charge it to the game and the ashot0729 at Hotmail.
Just to make sure he
I
has
want to make sure
visibility.
he sees it.
Who's 312s talking 10 at gmail dot com? That's just our new sandwich. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Hollywood will announce it shortly.
Yeah.
I guess I gotta create a fucking Gmail account real quick and do this so fucking Papa Hat fucking stops bitching at me.
Awesome. Well,
But
while Hollywood does that, any final thoughts before I go make sure Little Hat is sleeping so he's not groggy in the morning?
I guess we should throw out Super Bowl picks. I feel like that's a good way to wrap it up.
Well, that's stupid because we all know the Seahawks are going to win. So if you guys
Let's
aren't picking the Seahawks, that's the dumbest pick I've ever heard.
I mean, you guys are the betting favorites, which is kind of nuts.
the Sea Chickens are not gonna win the Super Bowl.
If Sam Darnold wins a damn Super Bowl,
Actually, here's the thing. I actually wouldn't care too much if they won. I don't dislike Sam Darnold. There's teams in there's like I'd rather them win than the Rams win, but I just don't. I'll be able to say better after their first playoff game because Sam Darnold still hasn't had a good game in a big game yet. And
yeah,
the closest he's had
good.
is that game that where we were watching when we were in NOLA with you, and he played poorly in the first half, and then he played great in the second half, and you were like, maybe he snowballs that. But even that game, the best game you could say Sam Darnold, best big performance he had in a big game, old overtime rules, he doesn't even get a chance to win the game. The Rams are the first team to ever score a touchdown in overtime and not win the game.
Here's the thing, dude. Sam Darnold doesn't need to have a good game every
That is
game
fair.
because
You are
Seattle's defense is so good. Sam Darnold just needs to have 2 or 3 good drives. That's it.
That is true, but we've also seen teams that have had great defenses lose games 13-10 in the playoffs because their offense just didn't score enough. We've seen them lose close, tight games because their offense just doesn't score. So, yes, having a great defense is huge in the playoffs. Never going to discount that. But the offense has to score. Like, if that guy didn't tip the ball against the Niners and then McCaffrey just let it drop instead of going to catch it. Now, I understand the instinct to catch the ball. That whole thing switches. Because if the Niners score a TD there, then it's a completely different game. And maybe Sam Darnold gets tight. Maybe all these things. Like, And I'll fully admit, you guys dominated us in that game. Dominated us. But it was only a 10-point game, and the Niners could have threw up, Purdy threw an interception at the 3 or 2 or whatever the hell it was. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It could have easily gone the other way. And then we're having a completely different discussion about the Niners and the Sea Chickens. So, like I said, that defense is nasty. I'm not going to say they couldn't do it. I think Darnold would have to have a good, and because that's the thing. You're saying 2 to 3 drives. You could say he had one good drive against the Niners, the touchdown drive. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you guys should have blown us out of that game.
Sam Darnold has one good drive.
You guys should have blown us out. That should not have been a game. Like, I should have been texting you more like, fuck you, I fucking hate you, texting the whole night. Now, granted, you weren't replying to me, so I also stopped texting you, but, like, there should have been a lot more of me bitching at you, and you just smiling like, love you, texting back. You know what I mean? And so like I said, I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying I'll know more about whoever they play, whether they play the Niners, whether they play the Packers, whether they play the Rams, or what, because they play lowest seed. If the only team I would not care what they do against is Carolina, but if they play the Rams, it's Darnold's lights out, I'd be like, they're going to win the Super Bowl. If they play the Niners defense again, and obviously the Niners defense is kind of trash, but if he lights them up, I'll be like, he could probably do it. The Packers defense or the Packers defense, I'd be like, well, they were the worst defense in the last 5 weeks, but they still light them up. But yeah. Carolina's probably the one team I'd be like, if they line up in the second round.
As long as Darnold doesn't play bad, he just needs to play his role and get the ball to JSN. Like, that's all he needs to do. And then the Seattle's defense just needs to continue to be the best defense in the league. And we've got a pretty good shot. But obviously that's my pick. Who's your pick, Hollywood?
Again, that's the dumbest question you ever asked me.
Okay, but the Seahawks are actually good. That's why I'm picking them.
My team made the playoffs too. You can't say my team's not good.
We've all got a chance.
In fact, like, this is why doing this, it makes no sense when our teams are in. Until our teams are. Here's the thing: if you don't take the Sea Chickens and he doesn't say the Packers are going to win, then you're not fans of that team.
Okay, so with all of our teams being in the same conference, and we're all like, optimistic and hopeful and rooting for our team to be in the Super Bowl, who do we think's making it out of the AFC?
I would have to go with the Bills because I would say it's got to be, if this isn't Josh Allen's year, what like I said, if not when. And so it's his best opportunity. He doesn't have his biggest kryptonite, even though, like I was talking with you about it the other day, I would always want to play Mahomes in the playoffs. If I was, even as an NFC fit team, my team being NFC, I would want the Chiefs to come out every single time, just because I want to beat Mahomes. I don't want people to be able to say, oh, you didn't play Mahomes, it doesn't count, So
dude, I never care about that narrative. Yeah. I think winning is winning. And you play the team that's in front of you, and it's like, dude, it's like plenty of every like chalked, playoff run is always like, oh yeah, 1 seed played the 8, and then they played the 4, and then they played the 3, like whatever it is. It's like, I don't know, I don't, like, obviously you can be like, oh, this championship isn't worth blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. Championship's a championship. It doesn't matter if
absolutely.
Like Nick Foles freaking started a Super Bowl and freaking won. Like and led them the entire playoff run. Like, it doesn't matter who you beat in the playoffs. All that matters is that you beat whoever is in front of you in the playoffs.
Agreed. So Hollywood picks the Bills. Nug on 1.
Yeah, I'm probably in the same boat. I feel like this is definitely their best opportunity to win a Super Bowl, especially to get to the Super Bowl. I feel like this is their best shot. And I would say, like, My if I was gonna throw out like a wild card, I would freaking throw the Steelers in there because why not? Freaking little team of destiny action. Freaking maybe Rodgers just has one has a few more vintage moments left in him.
I
I
would
think that'd be
love,
pretty
love,
sweet
love,
to see
love.
them make a core.
I would love to see the Steelers go deep. That is just a phenomenal story. Uh, you still there, Ben?
It looks like he froze.
My phone
Oh no, there he goes. He came back. Well,
is getting low on batteries, so it's probably starting to glitch.
yeah, you glitched during all of that. Now you look like you're back.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm
There we
torn
go. Yeah,
between
I don't know. Just was Bills.
I'm torn between the Jags or the Pats. I'm not a believer in the Bills. Josh Allen has that like it's hard to explain. Like Eli Manning drove me crazy because when shit wasn't going Eli Manning's way, his face was just the most pouty face of all time. Like zero composure. Daniel Jones kind of is the same way. Just that like bewildered, what the fuck, why me face. Like maybe it's just Giants quarterbacks, I don't know. But like Josh Allen has a little bit of that like deer in the headlights, and you can just see it all over his face. He can't believe he just lost. And he has lost some close games this year, so some of it just like is that, but I'm just not I don't think he's got the same kind of edge or tenacity that no, that's not the right word, resilience. I don't think he has the same resilience that like Mahomes has. But
You can't say Mahomes. Speaking of guys who look pouty when anything goes against him in the game, Mahomes, are you kidding me?
no,
Like,
there's a difference between like Aaron Rodgers also like hands in the air, just like what the fuck, like if the refs are screwing him. But when Mahomes gets beat, he's just stoic. That's what I'm talking about. Like when Josh Allen gets beat, his face is just like astonishment. Like he can't believe it just happened. Like I don't know. It's hard to explain. I'm not a fan of like the way he loses games, I guess. Not that that's like very high up on my important attributes list. Like I don't really care. It's just like I haven't seen enough out of Josh Allen to like feel like this is his year. So I'm gonna go. It's either the Jags or the Pats, honestly. Um, my brain is saying Pats. My heart is saying Jags. Um, I might as well just flip a coin. I'm gonna
Like
go Pats. I'm
organization.
a bigger believer in the Pats as a whole team. So
Yeah. I was gonna say, are the Jags still one of those organizations that's never made a Super Bowl?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
and they're not going to this year. So I'm gonna go Pats.
All right.
Lock them
So
in.
whether it's the Pats or the Bills, they're gonna lose in the Super Bowl to either the Seahawks, Niners, or Packers.
Exactly. Exactly. It's either gonna be the Bills or the Pats against the Seahawks, the Packers, or the Niners.
I don't want to say it on the recording for the pod, but the password that I just used for the if the re12's talking 10 is making me chuckle to myself.
Okay. We're gonna close this one out and stop the recording so then that we can get the inside scoop on this password. Peace out, y'all.